Hello and welcome back to LTC Heroes Live by Experience Care. Today we are at the Innovation Summit in Nebraska for long-term care. Today joining me on the program is Dr. Arshia Khan. She's a professor of computer science at the University of Minnesota, Duluth. Dr. Khan, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Dr. Khan, some people might be listening to this podcast, but anyone who's watching it know that you and I are not the only two people here. Can you introduce your friends?
Yes, we have Paprika here.
Hi, Paprika.
And we have Pepino over here.
And tell me a little bit about these robots.
So
I won't be able to move anymore. Are you sure?
They're telling me.
Okay.
Because he's not able to move because I'm too close to him. They have the safety distance, and she also has a safety distance. So Paprika is a 4-foot tall humanoid robot, and I use her in nursing care. And now is a 2-foot tall humanoid robot. I have assigned a feminine gender to her, and this guy here, I say, is a male, I suppose. Yeah.
And how did you get into long-term care? What's your initiation story?
So my dad was having congestive heart failure, and he was dying of congestive heart failure. So at that point, my mom was trying to care for him. He had his open heart surgery, and she was struggling to help care for him. Simple tasks such as lifting him out of bed was pretty challenging for her. So at that time, I realized that we need to do something so we can help, at least try and maintain the quality of life of people in those states. So that's how I got into robotics. And my first project was on helping patients get out of bed after open heart surgery. So I used a 6-foot tall robot, Baxter, and then I got into Alzheimer's and dementia because anyone who has some sort of heart disease goes on to have a high risk for dementia. So there is a direct connection between the brain and the heart, and so that's how I got into dementia.
I've been to the HIMSS conference in
Yes.
Orlando. A lot of the people that are doing robots did robots before healthcare. It seems like you did robots because of healthcare.
Yes, because I saw the problems in the real world. I experienced them through family, and I felt like, I have the skills to help in this area. And that's why I got into this area.
Tell me, the first thing that I felt when I got into long-term care was a lot of acronyms and a lot of regulation. How was the learning curve for you? Because you mastered two difficult worlds, basically engineering, technology, and robots, but at the same time, you had to understand what you in long-term care.
Right. And not just long-term care, even medicine and healthcare. And I have, people I collaborate with, neurologists, cardiologists, neuropsychologists, psychologists, ethicists, who, when I come up with an idea and a solution, I oftentimes approach them and just get there and okay, so that they're okay with it, just to find out if it's something that should be done in that area or not. So.
When you first decided that you wanted to create robots in long-term care, was there resistance? Were people skeptical? Tell me about kind of the hiccups or the roadblocks.
Lots of hiccups, lots of roadblocks, a lot of ridicule, a lot of sleepless nights, lots of sad moments, because people were pretty critical of it. They did not want robots in healthcare. They felt like, one, they were taking jobs from humans. Two, they had no business being there. And some people have even told me things such as, she's going to unleash her robots on these poor, vulnerable people. And so there have been some really nasty comments. But when people have realized during the pandemic the need for robotics, that's when I think people have opened their mind and hearts to the robots.
I'll ask you to go back to some kind of the negative perception. But when I first Googled around, I saw you were in the New York Times. I watched the videos that you have on those pieces of press. You've obviously come over the hump, right? You've made it over the hill. You're making it in national coverage. Tell me about what's been the reaction now that you're in mainstream and you're at the Nebraska convention.
Yes. So now the attitude is different. Now I think they are more open and accepting, tolerant, I suppose. And I think the realization that we need more and the shortage of healthcare workers is sort of an awakening.
Is there anything that you can show us, or how they could interact with me? I saw one of the articles you said long-term care residents were asking for dirty jokes.
Yeah.
I saw these guys telling funny jokes when I walked in. What else can they do?
They can do some dirty jokes, but they're, again, computer science based dirty jokes.
Okay.
So not real dirty, but computer sciencey dirty kind of.
And how would you interact with them? How would you use them in long-term care facility?
So there are 3 domains that I'm working in. One is emotional. For the emotional domain, she can tell jokes. She can lead bingo sessions. She can dance. She can interact. And then cognition. For cognition, I have designed something called the REM therapy. And for the REM therapy, she essentially combines various types of media and events from the past and wearable sensors and delivers REM therapy. And then for physical domain, actually, this little guy does exercises.
Will he move his hands next to you or not?
I'm too close, but we can give it a shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you show me something that he'll do?
Sure. I'll need to wake him up first.
Huh.
1 second.
Oh? Hello.
Hi. Can you look at me? I'm too low down here. I'm going to try and turn him. Hello. Hi. Hi. Yoga.
Here I go. Hello, everyone. Let's begin our yoga session today. We are going to be in a comfortable seated position. You can all sit on your mat and cross your legs. Do what is comfortable for you.
You can even dance.
Okay, so let us sit and cross our legs. You see, I can't cross my legs, but you all please go ahead. Sit tall with your back straight. We will begin by linking our breath with our motion. Let me demonstrate our first exercise. Inhale while you take our arms up overhead. And exhale while you bring your hands to your heart. Just a nice way to center the mind to drop into the body, linking our breath with our motion. Keep going.
I can stop it anytime.
Great.
Perfect. Can you tell me how you use them?
Okay,
Oh.
good fun. Oh?
We almost killed him.
Yes.
Oh, what am I doing on the floor? Ah! Hey, I'm back. That's much better.
Tell me, when the videos I watched on Twitter, seniors thought these were amazing. They
Yes.
went right up and interacted with them. When you finally got the technology to the place where you realized that they were going to work, tell me about the first day that you saw it work. What happened? What were the reaction of the residents? And then I'm going to ask you how you felt.
Sounds good. So initially, I was a little afraid because of all the negative energy I was getting from reviewers and grant people and most of the people. And so I wasn't as confident. But when I went into the nursing home and I saw the reactions of the residents, their faces light up, the smiles on their faces, and their interaction and the comments, gosh, that was a moment when I felt like, this is it. This is it, what I was looking for. And when the robot first delivered the REM therapy, and when the resident could remember from the past, that was an amazing feeling, absolutely amazing.
Do you remember where you were?
Yes, I was in the nursing home, and it just really, really felt like mission accomplished. All the hard work that I've been doing for such a long time, for years now, almost a decade, got paid off that instant.
Where do you think robot technology is going? Where are we going to be a year from now or 3 years from now? Something that's hard for me to imagine, but we're headed that way.
I think a year from now, there will be more people open to the idea of robots. They are still pretty expensive, and people are trying to find funding to secure the robots. In 3 years, I think there will be more interest. I am hoping to see some more new types of humanoid robots in the industry. And as time goes by, I think we will see more and more robots in the healthcare industry.
So I have to admit, when I first heard that I was going to be able to interview you, I'm like, I can't believe that robots will ever be in long-term care. And then I read your articles and I could see that it was. When was the turning point where you were able to get over the negative perception? Was it New York Times? Was it the first time you said you went in a nursing home and you saw these seniors intrigued?
I think it was a slow process because Monarch nursing homes, they were open to the idea, because I also needed a nursing home that was open to the idea. And Monarch was. They're very welcoming and outgoing, and forward-looking nursing homes. So they absolutely loved the idea. And when I spoke to the Department of Human Services, the reviewers there, we were working on a PIP grant for Monarch. They were amazingly welcoming, and they loved the idea. They wanted to give as much as I needed to help advance this research. And I think at that moment, I saw the light at the end of the tunnel.
Fantastic. Dr. Khan, we're going to take just a brief pause to thank our sponsor, and then we'll come right back with more robot talk and maybe some jokes. All right, confession time. Yes, I host the LTC Heroes podcast, and hopefully you know that by now, but I can't take all the credit. Jason Long, the CEO of Experience Care, told me 2 years ago when we started this show that this new audio platform had to create value for everyone, whether you're a client of Experience Care's electronic healthcare records or not. He then encouraged me to become a CNA to really help LTC Heroes resonate with caregivers and leaders. And between me and you, he really knew what he was talking about. LTC Heroes has been invited to almost 10 conventions this year alone to finally shine a light on what leaders like you have been doing for decades. It's that sort of knowledge in the industry that really makes me appreciate Experience Care, which has developed customizable and intuitive EHR that makes clinical, financial, and billing processes more efficient and accurate. It transforms workflows into something that makes sense so you can focus on what really matters, caring about your residents. The software is used by assisted living, SNFs, and CCRCs, big and small facilities alike. Countless users have reached out and shared with me that it's really effective in helping them improve their outcomes. I can honestly say that I know my parents would be proud to learn that I work at a place like Experience Care. All right, we are back with Robot Talk long-term at LTC Heroes. Dr. Khan, show me something else that your robots could do that a long-term care facility would appreciate.
We'll do a demo of the bingo. So we'll have her lead a bingo session here.
Welcome, everyone. I am really excited to play bingo with you all. Just touch my head, or say bingo when you get all the numbers on your card. Simple. Okay, let's play bingo. The first number is G56, G5, 6, G56. The next number is G54, G5, 4, G54. Bingo.
Now
Congratulations.
you've all, this is amazing. Tell me a little bit about your grant work. Who are the organizations that are supporting this research and you academically?
So it's Department of Human Services, Minnesota Department of Human Services. They are supporting this work.
And do you have peers and coworkers that you're working together? Are you working with, undergrads who are helping you and get all this done?
It's me and my graduate students.
Great.
Yeah.
Dr. Khan, it was great to have you on LTC Heroes. I really appreciate it. First of all, I've never had a robot on the podcast and have never played bingo with a robot. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm glad I met you at the Nebraska convention.
Thank you for having me.
Want to connect with leaders in long-term care? Go to www.ltcheroes.com to join our community on Facebook and LinkedIn. Get exclusive access to marketing tips, SOPs, and insights from prominent voices in the industry. Only at ltcheroes.com.